Well, hello and welcome to another Pokemon challenge. Last time we did a cast form only run in Pokemon Fire Red. It was really fast, pretty easy, and today I want to step it up a notch with doing a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon Emerald using only water-type Pokemon. Hoenn is known for its vast oceans and its large amount of water types, some better than others, but the beauty of a Nuzlocke is we get to try them all. So we're going to go through, there are a lot of encounters that we can get. There's one encounter specifically that I doubt we're going to even attempt, but we will see as we move along. For the rules, in a Nuzlocke, we can only catch the first water-type Pokemon we encounter. It has to be nicknamed, and if it dies, it's permanently boxed. What makes it a hardcore Nuzlocke is we can't use items in battle, no overleveling past the next gym leader's ace, and as you saw moments ago, the battle mode must be on set. It's a fun way to play the game. It does make things challenging. I do think the first gym and the third gym, probably the fourth gym, are going to be relatively easy. Outside of that, I'm not sure. This is going to be a pretty fun run. I've played Emerald a few times. I know this game somewhat decent, but not like I know Fire Red. So unlike other runs, we're actually going to be able to use Mudkip as a starter. It is a water type, it's a dual water ground type. Very, very good Pokemon. I've never actually used Trico, but Torchic and Mudkip are both excellent Pokemon, and in Hoenn especially, Mudkip is a beast. So it's nice to be able to use the starter. Our run is going to officially start here since we can use the starter. Normally it doesn't start until we get Pokeballs, which happens very soon. This Mudkip has a relaxed nature that's plus defense and minus speed. Not the greatest nature in the world, but I think we can work with it. And we nicknamed it Titanic. There is going to be a theme to the nicknames like in the last challenge. You guys put your guesses in the comments section below to what you think the theme is, and I will let you know at the end of the Elite Four. Now we have our very first rival battle with May. We did gain a level, and technically we could get to level 15 if we wanted to. This battle is not that hard. It's normally just the tutorial of the game. It takes a little bit of back and forth. We hit it with 4 mud slaps to lower its accuracy, and we finish it off with tackle. Never really in any real danger, and of course resetting at this point would be no problem. After we defeat May, we go back to Little Root Town. We talk to Birch, and he gives us the Pokedex, and of course May gives us the Pokeballs. Most runs, this is where the official start would happen, is in the lab. Outside of the lab, we're going to get some running shoes from our mom, and we're going to head over to Petalburg to talk to our dad. We catch a Wingull named Mary Rose. It has a bold nature, plus defense and minus attack. It was met on Route 103, not a great nature. On Route 102, we catch a Lotad named Fitzgerald. It has a hardy neutral nature that is perfect for a Nuzlocke. I've never used one of these. Looking at its movesets, it's meh, but the grass typing may come in handy. And what you're watching is about the 5th attempt, because we reset to get the huge power ability on Meryl. We kept getting thick fat. It can't really use its high attack power because of its water typing, and it doesn't have fairy typing in this game, but we're going to work with it. The naive nature is plus speed minus special defense. It's going to work. This thing does learn a couple of moves, and in my Scarlet playthrough, this was my #1 teammate. Let's go, Donna. Well, here goes the Roxanne battle. Her Geodudes are quad weak to both water and grass, so even with a weak Wingull, we managed to one-shot both Geodudes. When Nosepass comes out, it's only weak to water. So there's a little bit of a back and forth with it hitting us with moves, and of course we're weak to rock moves, so we have to switch Mary out. We send in our Mudkip Titanic. We should have probably just ran Titanic through this whole set, but hey, we made an attempt. We tried to confuse it. We tried to growl it a couple of times. We do hit some mud slaps as well to lower its accuracy, but at the end of the day, we beat Roxanne, and we didn't lose any Pokemon. Just as we leave the gym, we meet this Devin guy for the second time. He wants us to help him again. Gotta return some goods. Looks like Team Aqua is causing quite a stir. Even this guy here has lost his Pokemon. Well, here's the guy that made off with the goods and the Pokemon. Team Aqua Grunt here. There's going to be quite a bit of Team Aqua and Team Magma things that we need to do throughout the run. I'm not going to show them all. They're relatively easy. We might do some Maxi and Archer fights. We beat this guy. We get Mr. Briny his Pico back, and we get the Devon goods back. Now, of course, this is all storyline progression, but getting to the Devon Corp and talking to Daddy Stone is a very important part of this game. We get the letter to go meet Steven Stone, even better. And once we get done with that, we can actually come back here and talk to Daddy Stone. He's going to give us an experience share, which is a vital piece of this Nuzlocke puzzle that is going to allow us to share experience for our lower level Pokemon as we get them, and we're going to be able to bring them up to par. And if our Pokemon are getting too close to the level cap, we can share some of that experience around. It's a nice trick that I know Nuzlockers use, so we're going to use it to our benefit. But after this, we're going to head to Dewford Town, come back here, Slateport. We've got another gym battle to do, and a couple other very important things. In the south of Rustboro, there is an optional May battle here. We do register her in the Pokenav. I decided to go ahead and try my hand at this fight, even though we didn't need to. She's got a Wingull and a Trico. I didn't think this fight would be too bad, but I was sorely mistaken. We lead with Mudkip, she leads with Wingull. We get a tackle in before it confuses us. RNGesus is not on our side in this fight because we hit ourselves 3 consecutive times, bringing us low into red health. Wingull is not a very physically bulky Pokemon, but it still took us low. So we switch out to Meryl. We're attempting to get a rollout going. It doesn't quite work, so we have to switch to our own Mary Rose, Wingull. To shake the confusion, we get confused again. We attempt to put our own confusion on it. As we land the confusion and switch back to Donna, Wingull snaps out of confusion immediately. We do eventually get the rollout set up, however, and we take Wingull down. Out comes Trico, and I know that rollout is not going to take it out, but we're locked into rollout now. I forgot this was a thing. I didn't realize that this was going to lock me in permanently because I have the set mode on battle, meaning I either defeat Trico or it defeats me. 1 HP. We're on 1 HP and we took it out. We almost lost Donna before we even got started with the run. I can't lose Donna. I have so many plans for you, sweetheart. You can't leave me yet. My God. Oh, you cannot brute force these battles. You've got to have a little bit of tact going into them. Heading to Dewford, we're going to get our hands on the Old Rod. Back in Gen 1, the Old Rod was programmed to only catch Magikarp, but in these games after, it catches all kinds of Pokemon, albeit at lower levels. Good Rod and Super Rod have different encounter chances, better levels, stuff like that. We have an opportunity to get our hands on a Tentacool and a Magikarp, both great Pokemon. Magikarp evolves into the beastly Gyarados, however, it can't take advantage of its attack stats because of its water types being special, yada yada yada. We've talked about this many a times, but Tentacool and Gyarados are great Pokemon. A question I have to everybody is, what generation of Pokemon did you start playing? I started in Gen 1, the OG games, Red and Blue. I remember going to the Poke Center outside of Mount Moon, and the guy sold me the Magikarp for 500 bucks. I bought him. He laughed in my face. I trained that thing up as a part of the team and used the Gyarados for a little while. I did box it eventually until I got to the Elite Four and started to really see what a powerhouse it could be, especially using Hyper Beam and not having to rest if you KO a Pokemon. Yeah. Who's laughing now? Man in the Mount Moon Pokemon Center. We catch Tentacool, the Thistlegorm. It has a jolly nature, which is plus speed minus special attack. Not a great nature, but great Pokemon nonetheless. We do catch a Magikarp on Route 106 with a naughty nature that's plus attack and minus special defense. I'll take it. We didn't name this one anything. I do have a name for this. We'll rename it when we get to Slateport. Delivering the letter to Steven nets us the TM for Steel Wing, which may or may not come in handy later on in the run. The best thing about this is we gave him the letter, Now we can leave and go back to Rustboro, talk to Daddy Stone, get the experience share. But first we're going to take on Brawly. Now going through his gym, we used Mary Rose and Wing Attack was just not cutting it. So I'm going to attempt a defense curl rollout strategy with Donna here. And if we can take out Machop in 3 rollouts, the 4th one will take out Metatite and the 5th one will take out Makuhita. If they all hit, RNGesus, please be on our side. Here we go. 1 hits, 2 hits, 3 hits, successful. Out comes Metatite. Rollout hits. Out comes Makuhita. 5th rollout, it hits. We're done. Bravo. Bravo. I knew Donna would come in very handy. I'm so happy. Brawly complete. And no deaths. Daddy Stone's given us the experience share. I wanted to show this in depth just in case you guys wanted to know where this was. Renaming the Magikarp and Slateport to Lusitania. I just hit the button so fast. We didn't get the nickname. It's no big deal. But here we go. Now we can use it. This is the notorious May Battle Undercycling Road that typically ends runs if you're not prepared. We're prepared with Lusitania. Wingull comes out, we hit a couple of tackles to take it out. Slugma comes out next, and there's not much it can do to Gyarados. Despite having Rock Throw, it's very weak. We take it out with a couple of bites, and then out comes Grovyle. Absorb and Leaf Blade, those kinds of moves are only neutral damage to us. They're not super effective because of our flying type, so we take it out with a couple of tackles. RNGesus, oh my goodness, here is a shiny Electrike. We just left the battle. This is a 1 in 8,000 chance. This is so cool. I'm going to catch it, but I can't use it. That is so cool. I have never seen a shiny Electrike either. I guess I'm going to have to evolve this later on and see what Manectric looks like on a shiny. But a full-on shiny in these older games, that is exciting. I've only ever seen one other shiny, and that was in the Sunken run when I was doing some EV training. I believe I found a shiny Rattata. Cool. Watson is up next, and this battle goes exactly how you think it does. We send out Titanic, who hits mud shots. We get some damage taken throughout the battle, but ultimately we come out the victor. This run can be very dangerous if Voltorb decides to use self-destruct. We would end up having to try somebody else out from Manectric who could quickly take out our team. But all in all, not hard. Here's Roan the Goldeen. It has a serious neutral nature. We met it at Meteor Falls. Potential teammate, but in the box for now. I wasn't going to show this fight against Maxie on top of Mount Chimney, but we lead with Thistlegorm. She leads with Mightyena. It has Clear Body, so we don't get affected by Intimidate. And we need to confuse it. It needs to hit itself 1 time in confusion, and we can take it out with 3 Bubble Beams. It doesn't do a lot of damage with Bite, so it's a back and forth with Bubble Beam and Bite. We get a critical hit, which puts it in too low of health, and Maxie heals. We can survive another Bite, even though we're at 25 HP. Unfortunately, Mightyena gets a critical hit of its own, and down goes Thistlegorm. This was a Pokemon I didn't want to lose. This was going to be a really good Pokemon. Despite its minus special attack nature, I was looking forward to using this. The first death of the run is never easy as well. I send out Titanic and we clean the rest of this battle up, but it got dangerous towards the end. I guess Roan's on the team now. Next up is Fire Trainer Flannery. Her team should be relatively easy, but we don't have a lot of strong water moves. Donna here has a good water move, but its attack is so much better, so we're going to go Defense Curl Rollout. The first rollout drops it low enough where Flannery decides to heal. The second rollout takes it out. The third one takes out Slugma. The fourth one takes out Camerupt. And the fifth one takes out her beastly Torkoal. This fight was never really going to be an issue, and this rollout strategy is working really well. I think we're going to use it one more time. And that time is against Norman, the next gym leader. We set up a defense curl. We go for rollout. Spinda can't do much to us with Facade because we didn't give it a status affliction. Spinda, Lanoon, and Vigoroth are all faster than us, so we are going to get attacked, but I think we're just tanky enough to get to Slacking. With a level 5 rollout, we should be able to one-shot Slacking, and we're going to be faster than it. We take out Spinda. Next is Vigoroth. For us, it gets off a nasty slash. We take it out. With the third rollout, no problem. Lanoon comes out and hits us with the headbutt. That's not an issue. We have just enough health. We take it out. And last but not least, of course, is Slacking, who we one-shot. We're faster. And this was an easy battle. I had some other strategies here to use Mary Rose and protect and stall out Slacking, but I didn't really need to do that with the powerhouse that is Donna. Next up is May outside of the Weather Institute. And we lead with Lusitania, and she leads with a Slugma. This is an easy battle. 2 tackles take it out. Next, Lombre comes out, and I decide to switch to Mary Rose for some super effective damage. We take it out with a couple of wing attacks, and out comes Grovyle. We do some serious damage with wing attack, but she also does some serious damage with leaf blade, so we'll want to swap out to Lusitania, somebody who also takes neutral damage, and I did not know that Grovyle had Pursuit. And so we lost Mary Rose. She was going to be our flyer and our surfer. That's 2 teammates lost in pretty quick succession here. I guess we're going to go fight Winona and get the HM for Fly. We get the HM from Fly now. We'll go fight Winona and then start adding some team members to try to fill the hole left by Mary Rose and Thistlegorm. I decided we're going to use rollout again against Winona and her flying types, so we set up a defense curl and 1 rollout takes out Swablu. We could actually take out the entire team, but as Tropius comes out, we miss a rollout, so we restart it. 2 rollouts take out Tropius. Out comes Pelipper, who normally uses Protect, but it didn't this time, so we take it out. We do learn Double Edge in the process after the Tropius thing. I'm going to go ahead and teach it High Attack. Out comes Skarmory. We take it out with 1 rollout, and Altaria takes the 5th and final rollout. This was a pretty easy sweep of a team. We've done it for 3 gyms in a row. I'm telling you. Huge power. Azumarill is a beast, and this is why I used it in my Scarlet playthrough. I had some time, and so I was just playing around, and we caught a Feebas. I found it. There's only 6 tiles in a game where you can find this thing, and I found it relatively fast. I think we're going to go ahead and nickname this thing Victory? Victory's a good nickname. I was going to do a little bit of fishing, and if I didn't find this thing within about an hour, I wasn't going to try no more. But right here on Route 119, I was fishing. This is the spot I found Feebas in. We started up there, ended here. Now that we have access to Fly, we've flown around the map. We got ourselves a Barboach named Estonia. It has a quirky neutral nature. We met on Route 111. We caught Sultana, the Whalmer, on Route 110. It has a naive plus speed minus special defense nature. Pretty nice. This thing's going to be a beast. We caught a Carvana named Wilhelm. It has a timid plus speed minus attack nature. That's not great on Route 118. Some of these natures aren't great. We got Corefish named Arizona. It has a quiet plus special attack minus speed nature, met on Route 117. And then Victory, our Feebas, has a rash nature plus special attack and minus special defense. With a rash nature, we might actually be able to evolve this thing. Maybe. It's going to be tough. Have you guys ever sat and made Pokeblocks? I've never made Pokeblocks. This is the first time I've ever done this blending of the different berries. I'd had to do a lot of research, and we're going to attempt to evolve Feebas because Melodic, or Milotic, Melodic is a beast of a Pokemon, and we spent all this time catching it. Only about 3 hours into this whole endeavor, and here we go. We have Victory, the Melodic. We evolved it. Oh, this thing is a beast. It's going on the team for sure. Just to show off the power of Melodic, we decide to use it against the Maxi battle inside of the Team Magma hideout. Back and forth with Mightyena because we're just at that threshold where we're doing just too much damage, so Maxi keeps healing, but eventually we do take it out. Out comes Crobat that we hit with some ice beams. We do have to hit a recover because we do get low on health. Last but not least is Camerupt, who we take out with one surf. It's quad weak to water. Moving on. Getting to Moss Deep nets us the Super Rod, so we caught this Staryu named Mahino in Lily Cove. It has a Brave plus attack minus speed nature. We're going to train this thing up. We'll get a Water Stone after Tate and Liza. Tate and Liza are notoriously difficult, and there's quite a level jump, so I start with Victory and Sultana. We go for an Ice Beam on the Xatu, and we're targeting the Claydol with a Water Pulse. I figure that's going to be stronger. The Surf spreads its damage. The Calm Mind is going to make Xatu still a 2-shot, provided it doesn't use Calm Mind next turn. The damage that we take, I know Sultana is going to get 1 shot from a Psychic, so we swap it out into Lusitania, and here starts the swapping back and forth as we slowly take out the Pokemon. We swap back and forth. This way we avoid any deaths. We eventually set up a Rain Dance, and we're able to take out the Solrock, the Claydol, leaving a 2v1 with Lunatone, who we take out rather quickly with Titanic and Victory. With our newly evolved Starmie, we go ahead and take on Archie. Mightyena is taken out with a few Surfs despite some healing. Out comes Crobat, who we take out with 1 Psychic. Last is Sharpedo, so we swap to Lusitania. Lusitania takes it out with a couple of Earthquakes. A really easy battle, but it's nice to have Starmie on the team because it can learn Thunderbolt. That's going to come in handy probably in the Elite Four if this thing makes it that far. After defeating Maxi and Archie at their respective bases, now we're outside and they don't understand how releasing 2 legendary beasts can cause so much havoc when one has Drought and one has Drizzle. I don't know what happened. You guys did this mess, but who's going to have to clean it up? Not you. It's going to be me. And not only is Maxi and Archie involved in this whole thing, Team Aqua, Team Magma, but now we got Steven Stone just showing up out of the blue, wondering what's going on. I also don't know what's happened. As the ex-champion of Hoenn, maybe you should figure out what's happened, or maybe you should get with the new champion and you 4 can figure it out. Why should it be left up to a child? Here we roll into Sutopolis, and there's just 2 Titans fighting in the middle of the water, like nothing. Pretty neat to see the old Game Boy Advance cutscenes like that, though. To be honest, Kyogre would decimate Groudon in this battle. There's no way Groudon would walk away from this the victor. As I said before, they're going to leave this up to a child. They're wondering where the heck Rayquaza could be. I don't know. I've only been over like half of Hoenn, maybe 3/4 at this point, but you want me to tell you where Rayquaza is? Your guess is as good as mine, dude. Well, we're in the Cave of Origin, so it can't be here. And Mount Pyre is where we got the blue and red orb, so process of elimination, Sky Pillar? Don't worry, I'll check it out. You just stay right here. Mr. Rayquaza, sir, we could really use your help with some stuff with Groudon and Kyle, their fight. Sorry, can you... Never mind. Oh, look at that. The 2 beasts are still fighting. What are we gonna do? I don't know. But what's this? The battle ensues. Rain, sun, back and forth, and bursting through the clouds. It came to our assistance. Thank you, Mr. Rayquaza. Come on down here and help us out. See, this is what happens when you leave stuff up to a child instead of letting the 4 adults handle this stuff. I had to go summon a legendary beast. At least it all worked out. Could have been way worse. Now that the Kyogre Groudon battle is taken care of, we can take on Juan, the final gym leader. We lead with Lusitania, who takes out the first couple of Pokemon with returns. When Kingdra comes out, however, it starts spamming smokescreen and double teams and heals, and eventually we have to swap out into Meryl. We end up getting frozen solid, so we have to swap out into Mahino, who cleans up the rest of the battle, and we win without losing any teammates. This was over a 5-minute battle real time. You guys are watching it sped up now, and it was crazy. I thought we had this in the bag, no problem. But Kingdra, I foresee that being a problem coming up. Well, here we are outside of the Elite Four. We have Lusitania, the Gyarados, with Return, Earthquake, Strength, and Dragon Dance, level 55. Everybody's at level 55. We have Wailord with Surf, Rest, Water Spout, and Rollout. We have Titanic with Waterfall, Muddy Water, Earthquake, and Dive. We have Mahino with Surf, Recover, Thunderbolt, and Psychic. Nice type coverage there. And we have Donna with Defense Curl, Rollout, Return, and Brick Break. We got rid of Rock Smash. Last but not least is Victory here with Surf, Rain Dance, Ice Beam, and Recover. Pretty good team. I think we're going to be able to do some serious damage. First up is Sydney, the Dark Trainer. We lead with Lusitania to swap Intimidates with Mightyena. We swap into Donna, who gets hit with a Sand Attack on the switch, which is unfortunate, but we take Mightyena out with the Brick Break. Out comes Cacturne, and we take it out with the Brick Break. Next is Shiftry, who hits us with a Swagger, unfortunately, but we break through Confusion to take it out. Crawdaunt is next, we take it out with a Brick Break. We snap out of Confusion for Absol, and we take it out with the Brick Break. I told you, Donna, beast. This is why I wanted this thing all the way to the Elite Four, just a beast. Next up is Phoebe, who leads with a Dusclops that normally uses double team, so we go for Dragon Dance. We one-shot it with a Earthquake, albeit it was a critical hit. We take out Bayonet with a Earthquake. Out comes the second Dusclops. It doesn't go down to 1 Earthquake, but it does go down to 2. We one-shot the next Bayonet, and last but not least, Sableye, we take it out with an Earthquake as well. Next up is Glacia. We lead with Donna. I want to see how much Brick Break will do. It doesn't quite KO it, so we're going to go Defense Curl Rollout strategies. Unfortunately, I misclick and just go for Rollout. I forgot my moves got swapped around when I deleted Rock Smash for Brick Break. We KO the Celio, we KO the 2 Glalie, the other Celio, and last but not least is Walrein. Our Rollout ends up running out, but 2 Brick Breaks take it out despite how bulky that Pokemon is. Donna just cannot be stopped. Last for the Elite Four is Drake, who starts with Shogun. We lead with Victory. It normally likes to go for double team as well, but we're going to hit Ice Beam just in case. We do one-shot it with the second Ice Beam, and out comes Altaria. Altaria is quad weak to Ice, so we take it out. And next comes Kingdra. I decide to swap in Titanic to go for Earthquake, and we actually get a critical hit and take it out. Kingdra can be very annoying with double team, smoke screen, Dragon Dance, all that stuff. Next out is Flygon. I know it's going to go for an Earthquake, so I pivot through Gyarados, who hits an Intimidate drop, and eventually land back into Victory, who one-shots it with an Ice Beam, and one-shots Salamence with a Ice Beam as well. The Dragon Breath could have paralyzed us and could have put a damper on the run, but no deaths. On to the champion. It is time for Champion Wallace. Leads with Wailord. We take Mahino, who takes it out with 2 Thunderbolts. Out comes Ludicolo, and we try to see what a Psychic could do. It doesn't do a lot, so we swap in Lusitania, who takes it out with 2 returns. Tentacruel comes out next, so we swap into Titanic, who KOs it with a single Earthquake. Next is Wishcash, so we do swap into Lusitania to avoid the Earthquake, and it's a back and forth between it healing and us hitting it with returns, using Dragon Dance when it does heal, and we end the battle with +3 attack and +3 speed. When Gyarados comes out, we get the -1 from Intimidate, and we KO it with a single return. +2 attack is not quite enough to take out Melodic at the end, so it ends on a sliver and does take Lusitania down. We send Donna out. There's a back and forth between heals and return, with us eventually being the victor. This was the longest actual battle of the entire run. It was over 7 minutes long with the back and forth, but we did come out the victor. Unfortunately, we did lose our friend and Hero Lusitania. Well, that was a very fun run. The nicknames of all the Pokemon, it was famous shipwrecks. If you guess famous ships, close enough, but that's what this one was. Everybody, it should have been well known with Titanic right off the bat and Fitzgerald. But our team made it to the Hall of Fame nonetheless. We did have 2 deaths prior and 1 death right here, which is unfortunate. But look at this team. Mahino the Starmie, Sultana the Wailord, Titanic the Swampert, Victory the Melodic, beast of a Pokemon, Lusitania the Gyarados, and last but not least, Donapaz the Azumarill, just MVP of the team, hands down. We're not quite done yet. We got this Walrein here. We met at Shoal Cave. It was a Spheal. It has a Lax plus defense minus special defense nature. Everybody's all trained up to level 78 for the final secret battle with Steven Stone. Battle with Steven Stone, we lead with Mahino, who takes out Skarmory and 2 Thunderbolts. Aggron comes out next, which we one-shot with a Surf. And next comes out Cradilly, so we swap to Gia. Gia takes it out with 2 Ice Beams. I thought 1 would take it out. It is quad weak to Ice Beam, but next is Claydol, so we swap into Victory. We hit it with a Surf to KO it. Metagross comes out next. We hit a nasty Surf. I forgot this thing is Steel Psychic, not like ground or anything, rock. So we don't quite KO it, and Metagross KOs Victory. All that work, we got all the way to Steven. Victory has done us a great job. We swap into Sultana, who KOs Metagross with a Water Spout. Last but not least is Armaldo. And if we can one-shot the Metagross, I know we can one-shot the Armaldo. We had a bunch of Pokemon in the back if we needed to. Steven Stone completed. And that is technically the first time I have ever fought Steven Stone. Wasn't a bad battle, not with this team. It was relatively easy. One last time here, Thistlegorm, the Tentacool, we lost it at a low level of 27. It never did even get to evolve. I really didn't want to use this thing, but it happens. We lost it early. We lost Mary early as well. We lost this one at the May battle right before we get the HM for Fly. We did use this thing to fly around for a bit, but it sat in the box. Lusitanius got us through the Elite Four, all the way to the Champion where this thing perished. And Melodic, we spent all of the time getting this Pokemon, and this thing was worth every minute I put into catching it, evolving it. It has a huge special attack at 192, which is better than Gyarados' 179 attack. Between the two of these, we just had a powerhouse of a team. It was amazing to beat the game with Pokemon I've never played with. Despite those two being as powerful as they are, nothing actually compares to Donna and its huge power ability. Has a attack stat right now at level 78 at 127. That is a 254 attack stat. Now, Gyarados' attack would have been higher. Obviously, there was a huge level difference. So between those three Pokemon, there was no telling how far we could go in this game. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you know the routine. Leave a like, comment, consider subscribing. Next time we're going to be doing another challenge run, so stay tuned for that.